Have you ever done an injection?
No, I haven't.
Have you ever had an injection?
I have.
Like what?
I've gotten a flu shot.
Good. What's up, guys? Welcome to my kitchen table.
Today I'm gonna learn about how Benton does his testosterone injections. Now, when's the most awkward time to cheers someone? Cheers.
I don't like cheersing.
Okay, I literally said this to my significant other. And I was like, the only reason that cheersing was invented, I think, was for group poisoning. Because you're forcing a large group of people to drink all at once. It's like someone slowly put it in our culture so it would become a very normal, nice thing, but really it's been someone's evil plan so that they could poison a ton of people by getting them all to drink at once by cheersing to the happy couple. Drink up.
Okay, so, oh gosh. As you know, I'm transgender.
What does that mean?
Let me tell you. Every week, I have to give myself a shot of
Testosterone.
testosterone. Very good. Usually on Mondays. Not usually, it is on Mondays. I am super on top of it. This is the box it came in.
Okay.
This is the brand that I use. It's called Delatestrol. I'm pretty low right now.
Delatestrol.
Delatestrol.
Pterodactyl. Dactyl. Pterodactyl.
Welcome to Trans Talks, the series where we sit down and we talk about things that are trans.
So pretty much this is where, I'm gonna ask some questions that maybe you guys have, that maybe I have. I definitely have them because they're my questions.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, anytime.
Wow.
Today I thought we should talk about where it all started with a little prick in my leg. Actually, the first prick was a big prick. It was not like this small prick.
Prick is another word for... I know. What are we gonna be learning about today?
So when I first started doing my injections myself, I didn't.
Right.
So...
I remember you had a lot of trouble with it.
Yeah, painful. And really time consuming because I would get super anxious about it. Sit there for so long trying to inject myself.
Right.
Because of the anxiety I had and how long it took me to do my shots, I would actually end up missing some weeks of doing my shot.
Oh, okay.
Which is really bad.
What would happen if you miss a shot week?
I would get really grumpy, really moody, really tired, and the whole hormones and balance and everything going on in my body would be whack.
So they give you a schedule and you really have to stick to it kind of thing?
Yes, it's really important that you do your shots on your shot days. Even better if you can do it at the same time every shot day.
Right.
So as a result of having those fears and anxieties, I ended up going to see my nurse every single week.
Wow.
So I'd have to drive to go see my nurse, make the appointment, and go see her. It's a pain for them, and it was a pain for me. But I actually talked to my endocrinologist's nurse. Her name is Mabel. She's amazing. And Mabel told me about this. This is called the Inject Ease.
Kind of looks like a turkey baster.
It's the same, really. And basically what this does is it's a spring-loaded device. So you draw back your insulin or whatever it is that's needed, and then you put your syringe in here, press the button, and it shoots it into your injection site.
So before you actually had to go like this and puncture yourself?
Yeah.
I remember you actually had a pad to practice on, poking yourself, right?
Yeah. So let me walk you through all of the steps that I go through when I do my shot. First thing is I want to be clean. So I take a shower, I take a bath, and I open one of these bad boys up.
Is it just a disinfectant wipe?
Yeah. Make sure my hands are clean as well. I do it in my tummy.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Right here in my tummy.
I thought you did it on your leg for some reason.
My chum is.
Where your chum is?
Chub?
Your chum?
This is into your fat, basically.
Okay.
So you're going through the skin and right into the fat. Whereas with an intramuscular shot, like I was doing in my leg, that has a greater risk, which is the reason why you always draw back with intramuscular injections. But with this one, you don't need to.
What does draw back mean?
So that means that once the needle is in, you want to draw back to make sure that there's no blood inside of the syringe.
Oh, I see.
That actually happened a few times to me where I would draw back and there would be some blood in it. And then when that happens, all you do is just take it out, and unfortunately you have to restart the whole process.
I can definitely see how that would be really bad if you were anxious about it in the first place.
Yeah. But if that happens, it's not the end of the world. You just pull it out and you try again at a different site. So once I have cleaned my tummy, everything is clean, my hands are clean. Usually I do it without my shirt on so that it doesn't touch it. This is empty now because I actually just used the rest of it up yesterday. So what I would do is stick this in here, and my dose is to right there. One challenge that I have with this actually is this needle is so small.
Yeah, it is really small.
And testosterone is actually really thick.
Oh.
So pulling it back and filling up this whole syringe takes a pretty long time. So what I do is I'll heat this up.
Oh.
Not too hot, because I don't know what's actually gonna happen to it if I make it hot, but I will like sit on it or put it next to the stove when we're making dinner, or just kind of keep it in my hands for a little bit to warm it up. And that allows for the syrup to flow nicely down into it, so I don't spend an hour sitting here like...
Right, wow.
Right? So once my syringe is full, up to my dose, I tap it, and that brings all of the air up to the top. Once the air is up to the top, I do a little push, and it pushes it all out. I'm not a nurse. Are you?
No, I'm not a nurse.
No, okay, good.
What is this? There's too many things on the table right now. I'm so confused.
I'm all clean, I'm ready to go. I've got my testosterone in here. I'm going to set up my Inject Ease. So I pull it back, I open up the back part, making sure that this device is clean as well. And now it's ready to go.
Wow.
Just like that. So then I would put it up to my skin, and I want to make sure that there's a good chunk of chub. At this point, two things can happen that are wrong. The first one is I miss my skin, and the second one is it goes into my skin and not my fat. So it doesn't go deep enough. So that's what these things are. These are spacers. So it changes the amount of space that the needle pokes out at the top.
Okay.
So if I want more space, if I want it to go in deeper, I will change the type of spacer that I'm using.
How can you tell if it went in the skin or the fat?
Very good question.
Thank you.
I don't think you know until after. The way I figured it out was I went to my nurse and I said, listen, I do my shot and there's this bump afterward. And it was basically the testosterone sitting in between my skin and my fat. So when I push it, you can see that it overlaps a tiny bit of the top here.
So it can push
that
deeper?
Goes a little bit deeper into me.
Okay, so let's see how easy it is for someone who's never done this. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna make sure that you're clean, and you're gonna use this little disinfectant wipe.
Very good.
And you're gonna find an area that has a bit of chub, maybe like lower stomach area. Okay, right here. Wipe it off, make it all clean, make sure your hands are all clean. Then you're gonna take this little pterodactyl bottle.
Can I stop you right there?
Yes.
I made a mistake.
Get out.
I just realized that you cleaned yourself and then you touched the dirty bottle. Just like keep cleaning yourself. Sorry, keep going, you're doing great.
So the whole process, just make sure that you're very sterile. And then put it in the thing, whoop. And you know, it might be kind of hard to suck up because testosterone is actually quite thick. So what I like to do is put it by the stove while I'm cooking dinner, or like heat it up in my hands, in my dirty little hands. And then the viscosity of the liquid will actually thin out, so that'll be easier to suck up. It's actually oh no. Am I gonna die?
Do you need
Am I gonna turn into a man? Is that what this means? What you're gonna do is you're gonna suck it up to whoop. You are gonna put it in the little Inject Ease. Careful not to poke yourself. Not like I just did that. And then you put it in, and then I actually didn't see how you triggered it.
You can do it.
You push?
No.
Push?
No.
Oh, there's a button.
Ah, yeah.
There's a little button.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go,
Oh.
ooh, that packs a punch. And now you will get the physical traits of a man. Now you got a dirty needle. A dirty, dirty needle they have to dispose of properly. But I'm not a nurse, so.
Me neither.
How did I do?
Honestly, other than the...
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Thanks.
Try not to look at the blood that's on the table.
Okay, so now some questions about
Yes.
it. Okay,
Hit
so
me.
after
Shoot.
you take your shot, do you feel any different?
It's more like when you have a chore to do and then you finish your chore. And you're like,
There's no like drowsiness or like a rush of energy or like anything that you get immediately after injecting it?
No, just the simple pleasure of completing your weekly task.
Nice. I know that you used to be on a different kind of shot, and was it not weekly? Like, can you do ones that are every 2 weeks or like ones that are like every couple times a week? Like, can you talk about that?
So depending on your dosage, everybody's dosage is a little bit different depending on their age, their weight, their type of body, the point of the transition, and basically the dosage that your endocrinologist prescribes you should line up with what a cis man's testosterone level is regarding all of those variables. So it's important to get your blood checked often as well to see what your hormone levels are at so that your dosage can be adjusted accordingly.
Does any part of the process, like other than the prick, hurt at all?
No, honestly, not even the prick.
It doesn't hurt?
Prick.
No?
Not really. There's a little bit of soreness sometimes afterwards, depending on where I do it.
But nothing compared to like after you get a flu shot and then your arm kind of hurts afterwards, kind of thing? Nothing like that?
Nothing feels heavy. It's yeah, the intermuscular shots that I used to do in my leg definitely hurt a little bit more than the chub shots.
The chub shot? Mm-hmm.
That's the official word for it.
Yeah.
The
Okay, I've got another question. So once you start taking testosterone, it's your like first time ever, what is like the first change that you usually notice?
What was it? Do you remember?
Is it feeling your Adam's apple in your throat?
I thought it was definitely something in the throat. Like, it was not a lot of hair right away. That didn't happen for a while, I don't think. I'll have to go back and look.
So now that you're taking it so regularly, there's no other changes really happening in your body because you've been on it for 6 years now?
I think 6 years. I should actually do an official count, I think, but give or take, yeah, 6 years. I think that my facial hair is still getting a little bit thicker. My hairline is changing. Fat distribution is still shifting a little bit here and there, but otherwise I don't notice too much of it really anymore.
So you have to keep taking it for your entire life, right?
Yeah.
So it's just about like maintaining the level. There's no like overcoming part and then you're done. It's just always like keeping you up at that level because that's what your body like should have naturally been creating, kind of thing.
Yeah, and especially because I had my hysterectomy and my body's not producing, estrogen from that part of my body anymore. It's important to have the testosterone so that I do have enough hormones in my body, right?
Is there any kind of like mood swing that happens because you're getting like a burst of like hormones? Is there anything like that you've noticed?
If that is happening, I believe that your dosage is not right. When I was doing double what I'm doing now, bi-weekly, I noticed that when I got my shot, I would feel great, and then as the 2 weeks went by, my mood would start to become worse, and my energy would drop until I got my next shot, and it was not a very good cycle. So I switched it to half of that dose, but every week.
Is an injection the only way you can take T, or is there like an edible version, or like?
That's a tough question because there's a few different ways. There's some patches that you can use, and at one point I was taking pills every day. But pills, when I talked to my actual endocrinologist about them, he said that they're not effective. It was just the pharmacy that prescribed them to me because they had a shortage of
Pterodactyl.
the pterodactyl stuff and any like third-party testosterone too.
So they're like, hey, take these pills, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's kind of messed up.
Right?
Yeah.
I was really skeptical because I'd heard that like there are estrogen pills, but testosterone pills don't exist.
Do you know if trans women do the same thing for taking estrogen? Is it like a weekly injection type thing?
I have to admit that I'm not super educated on that part of the transgender community.
Maybe someone in the comments
Please
could let us
forgive
know.
me. But it's certainly the same idea where it's just about keeping your hormone levels at a natural, comfortable, healthy level and maintaining it. If you know, let us know, because that's a really good question.
So I think my last question is just wondering how much this actually is. Is it covered under healthcare?
Ooh, healthcare. It's costing me about $80, and generally it lasts me about 3 months.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
And that's still, you have to like buy all the needles and the wipes and things like that as well?
Yeah, I honestly can't remember even the last time I bought a box of needles because you buy them in bulk in
Right.
the hundreds. Same with alcohol wipes. You just get a whole bunch of them.
How do you dispose of the needles? Do you have to have one of those special needle disposal things?
Yes, yellow containers, the biohazard containers, and then you take it to Shoppers Drug Mart or your pharmacy and they swap it out for a new one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I think the most educational part of this whole thing was poking myself with the needle. But I'd also like to thank you for answering all my questions.
Thank you for having so many questions.
I really appreciated this formal dinner of water. Really like how we did this with some garbage on the table with us, too.
This was the box it came in.
Oh, well, I didn't see the unboxing. Well, I feel like I learned a lot today. I've known you along this whole process for 6 years, but you know, it's never bad to ask questions, ever. You can always learn something new. So if you guys have any other questions that you'd like me to ask Benton, and you like how we kind of filmed this style of video, let us know and give us a thumbs up.
If you're not subscribed already, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below with notifications on. Otherwise, we will see you guys next time, and thank you for watching.
Bye!